everyone. Welcome to Lit and Comp 2. Today we're going to go over your self-portrait project directions. So we just started our identity unit and we're going to be asking you to complete a project with 5 categories about your identity. This project will be due on Monday, December 18th, and that day you'll be able to share your project with the class for an extra credit opportunity. So, how do you create your self portrait? You have 2 options, Padlet or a hand drawn portrait. If you're thinking, I don't know how to draw, I am not artistic, or that's not for you, Padlet is probably the best way to go for you. So, let's go over your requirements for a Padlet gallery. Padlet is basically like a big poster board online. So you'll have 5 categories that you're going to be filling in that make up your identity. Each category needs a title, so you'll title the category, a written description, and a visual representation. So the first 3 categories that you have to pick are already picked for you, that you have to do rather, I'm sorry. The first thing that you're going to put for your identity project is your name. You need to research your name or look up the meaning or tell us if you already know what that means. Think about these questions. Do you know why your name was chosen? Does your name fit you? Do you like it? Why or why not? And include a picture of yourself or a visual representation of you or your name. The next thing that you're going to do is tell us about your family history, your race, ancestry, or geography. Choose one and discuss how it matters to your identity. So I'm Irish. I might put an Irish flag and talk about my trip there and how that is where my grandfather's from. Next is music. You're going to choose the lyrics of at least one song. Write an explanation of how the lyrics relate to you. The lyrics should be at least 4 lines minimum. Type the song lyrics, add a visual of the band or cover art or cover of the album, and specify how the lyrics connect to your identity. Then the last 2 categories are your choice from the list below. Significant personal experiences, hobbies, interests, a quote that has special meaning, sexual orientation, gender, special roles in your life like daughter, son, grandchild, sibling, volunteer, etc. Travel, hopes and dreams, food, language, dialect, and accent. Religion, beliefs, values, your clothing, physical features, holidays, traditions, or maybe something that I didn't list. Just remember that each item must include the following: a title or label, a written description, at least 3 sentences, but you can also write more, and a visual representation, which is a picture that either you took or that you found from the internet. I highly suggest you write out your written explanations in a Word doc first so they're saved prior to posting in your Padlet in case you forget to click save in your Padlet. The picture, like I said, can be an image uploaded from Google or a personal photo of yourself or your family, your pet, etc. Each category is going to be worth 18 points. So for a title and label, you'll receive 5 points. A written description, you'll receive 8 points, and a visual, another 5. So the total points to earn on this assignment are 90 points. So I included a Padlet example. So for this category, I showed an example of Miss Riegard as a mother. So since this is part of her identity, her title is labeled Mother. That's worth 5 points. Then Mrs. Riegard posted a picture with her children. That's worth 5 points. Then she gave a 3-sentence description talking about how motherhood has impacted her identity. You will have a total of 5 categories like this when your project is complete. This is an example of a Padlet.
If you're new to Padlet, think of it as an online poster board or a way to make collages. And so you can create a background and then what I like to call our categories or labels, this is what you're seeing here. So I've created multiple different labels that represent my identity. And again, I didn't have time to put the whole project together, but you will see that I've included more than 10 just because I focused a lot on different roles that are very important to my identity. And then I gave you an example of what it will look like for an entire category to be completed. So here I focused on my role of mother, and I included a picture of me with my kids, and then an explanation of how this speaks to my identity and what this role has done to impact me as a person. Again, as you can see, I have to scroll down here. But what's really nice is you can move your labels wherever you want. So it's very user-friendly. And don't worry, there will be a Padlet tutorial within the assignment. So don't freak out. You will have some tools at your disposal to learn how to really use the program efficiently. All right, guys, so that's a quick example of what your Padlet might look like or begin to look like, as mine is not finished. And next, we're going to take a look at some hand-drawn examples.
Okay, so the requirements for your hand-drawn portrait are a little bit similar to the Padlet in that you have 3 required topics as well. So the first one is name, the second is family history, and the third one is music again. But this time you're going to draw you, either facing front or a side profile. And it's still going to contain 5 categories, and these first 3 draw your name, but you're drawing your name into the portrait, choosing one thing to represent you in the drawing, such as race, ancestry, or geography from family history, and then music, choosing the lyrics of at least one song, and your lyrics can appear throughout your portrait. Then 4 and 5 are your choice from the list below. So you'll draw these items into your portrait in any unique or creative way you can imagine. If you would like to include more, go for it. So things like significant personal experiences, hobbies, interests, a quote that has special meaning, sexual orientation, gender, special roles in your life, travel, hopes and dreams, food, language, dialect, accent, religion, beliefs, values, clothing, physical features, holiday, or traditions. Then you'll write an 8-sentence explanation on how your portrait reflects your identity. The written explanation will be typed or written on a separate sheet of paper or Word document. So your hand-drawn portrait is worth 70 points, and your written description is worth 2 points per sentence. The total points earned are 90. So we're going to look at some hand-drawn examples. So here you can see students with a facing front view. We can see things from their culture, music, the lyrics, things that they like pizza, Kobe, basketball, TikTok, flowers, pictures of themselves. So these are those 5 categories that you're drawing into your self-portrait.
And here are a few more examples that are pretty creative and unique that hopefully give you a good visual of what you could create if you decide to hand draw your portrait. So stay tuned, there will be a Padlet tutorial included in the Schoology assignment. So there will be a link for you to click on, or you can simply press play on the video. And I'll try and include more than one so that you have a couple of different resources to access.
Don't forget that your self-portrait project will be due Monday, December 18th, and that day you'll be able to share your project with the class for an extra credit opportunity. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to Ms. Dempsey or Ms. Lantanucci through text or call, school Gmessage, email, or office hours. And that can all be found on our course page. Thanks.